Elon Musk worked in U.S. illegally in 1995 after quitting school, report. Damn illegal immigrants taking all the jobs. How'd he clear the military background check to work as a defense contractor? Isn't that supposed to be super thorough? Isn't lying on immigration paperwork a felony? Melania also violated her visitor visa by doing 10 different paid modeling jobs. And then she chain migrated her family. Interesting. That could be used to revoke his naturalization if it was undisclosed. Violating U.S. immigration law usually excludes you from ever becoming a U.S. citizen in the future. Not Musk though. Money is all that matters. Russian actors made fake video depicting mail-in ballots for Trump being destroyed, FBI says. Doesn't matter, the rubes that believe those types of videos won't see or believe this story. How would you even who the ballot was cast for? Is the address of the voter even on the envelope? The Russians know how incredibly stupid Trump supporters are. Can we just slap an embargo on Russia? Who wants to bet Trump still runs with it? Not Russia attempting interference in U.S. elections. Again, shocked, I say. Shocked. Hoard of 1,000-year-old coins unearthed in a farmer's field sells for $5.6 million. Article text. London. AP. Adam Staples knew he'd found something when his metal detector let out a beep. And then another. And another. Soon, it was just beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep, Staples said. In a farmer's field in southwest England. Staples and 6 friends had found a hoard of more than 2,500 silver coins that had lain in the ground for almost 1,000 years. Valued at £4.3 million. $5.6 million. And now bound for a museum. They will help shed light on the turbulent aftermath of the Norman conquest of England, the first. One was a William the Conqueror coin. £1,000. £1,500 value, Staples said Tuesday at the British Museum, where the hoard will go on display in November. It's a really good find. It's a find of the year sort of discovery. And then we got another one. We thought, there might be 5, there might be 10, and it just got bigger and bigger, he said. The biggest find in his 30 years of searching the fields and furrows of Britain as an amateur. Detectorist the hoard, discovered in 2019 and recently acquired by the Southwest Heritage Trust, totaled 2,584 silver pennies minted between 1066 and 1068. Some showing conquering King William I and others his defeated Anglo-Saxon predecessor Harold. 2. Michael Lewis, head of the Portable Antiquities Scheme, a government-funded project that records archaeological discoveries made by the public, said it is one of the most spectacular discoveries of recent years, especially because its story is yet to be fully unraveled. Lewis said the coin hoard will help deepen understanding of the most famous date in English history, 1066, the year William, Duke of Normandy, defeated King Harold at the Battle of Hastings, replacing England's Saxon monarchs with Norman French rulers. Most of us are taught about the Norman conquest of England at school, probably because it was the last time that England was successfully conquered, Lewis said. But it is a story based on certain myths, such as the notion that the battle pitted English versus French, or good, Saxons against bad, Normans. In fact, the warring families were interrelated. And Lewis said the hoard helps us to tell a different story. One that is more nuanced, though the invasion marked a historic schism. The coins in the hoard are remarkably similar whether they were minted before or after the conquest. One side shows a monarch's head in profile. The other an emblem. An elaborate cross for William. The somewhat ironic word, Pax Peace, for Harold. Amal Crochet, curator of archaeology at the Southwest Heritage Trust, said the coins were likely buried for safekeeping as local rebellions erupted against Norman rule. We know that the people of Exeter rebelled against William in 1068 and that Harold's sons, who were in exile in Ireland, came back and started mounting attacks along the River Avon down into Somerset, she said. So it's probably against that background they were hidden. The Chew Valley Hoard, named for the rural area where it was found, has been bought for the nation with money from the charitable arm of Britain's National Lottery. After going on display at the British Museum and other museums around the UK, it will have a permanent home at the Museum of Somerset in Taunton, 130 miles, 210 kilometers, southwest of London. It has taken several years for the hoard to make its way through Britain's system for handling amateur archaeological finds. The Treasure Act decrees that anyone who finds historic gold, silver or other precious items must inform the local coroner. If a coroner declares it treasure, the hoard will belong to the government, and museums can bid for funding to acquire it. An expert committee sets a value on each find, with the money divided between the owner of the land and the finders. In this case, Staples and 6 fellow detectorists split half of the £4.3 million purse. It's like winning the lottery, said Staples, who plans to continue his treasure hunting hobby. I'm not going to give up now. I love it. For Curious UK has a unique law called Treasure Act that handles how this money is calculated and split between the finder and landowner. https en.wikipedia.org/wiki/treasure_act_1996. It's helped museums find out about significant finds, prevent conflicts with finders and landowners, etc., and the scheme database that helps tracks most other finds. https finds.org.uk/database. I might have missed this part in the article. Does Alex own the farm, or was he given permission to search and dig? Does the farmer get any of the money from the sale? Edit. Changed dog to dig. What would Andy and Lance do with that kind of money? Anybody watch The Detectorists or just me? Such a goddamn lovely show. Wow, I need to become a farmer in the right place. Pope Francis's Catholic Church reform process ends without giving more equity to women. Francis said he would continue to listen to the Bishop's Council, adding, "This is not a classic way of endlessly delaying decisions. It's actually pretty classic in that it's been going on for close to 2,000 years. So the Catholic Church won't stop treating women as second-class citizens." Big surprise there. Misleading headline and article premise. This process was never designed to actually change anything, and it had obviously been initiated with a mandate just vague enough to entertain high hopes while simultaneously limiting the practical impact of the discussions themselves. It was always all just random talk about generic reform to an environment that needed way more than just talk if it was going to change. This was never going to be the Second Vatican Council, nor the global culture of progress in the 1960s that had enabled it, nor even the optimism of the 1970s that had implemented it. Look, Jesus was a good human with a good philosophy on life thousands of years ago. So just ditch these assholes and continue to live like Jesus preached. You don't need to follow and give money to a misogynistic, pedophile organization to accomplish this. I do not believe in the creed professed by the Jewish Church, by the Roman Church, by the Greek Church, by the Turkish Church, by the Protestant Church, nor by any church that I know of. My own mind is my own church. All national institutions of churches, whether Jewish, Christian or Turkish, appear to me no other than human inventions, set up to terrify and enslave mankind, and monopolize power and profit. Thomas Paine, Age of Reason. And, did anyone expect otherwise? AP sources, Chinese hackers targeted phones of Trump, Vance, People associated with Harris' campaign probably found a ton of IKEA photos in Vance's camera roll. I'd be disappointed with any major power that hadn't at least tried. That's what spies are supposed to do. Heck, I bet France and Japan both tried, too. But they were maybe sneakier. I'd also be disappointed if either the D or R sides let hacks get through, since that's derailed numerous previous candidates. To be fair, pretty sure Russia has half the presidential candidates appearing on the ballot this year on speed dial with Trump right at the top. GOP has said for 2 election cycles this is fine. In fact, they'd probably pay a foreign country for the Democrats' data. Again, must be like triple overtime season for the folks at the NSA. If China had real elections, we'd hack their candidates' phones, too.